they were being abducted by aliens. We stopped that, but they also had kind of like a worm. They were like parasitic worms from a different plane that were on them. So, again, attachments are parasites. We remove them the same way. And, it goes to show that the paranormal can work together, maybe not intentionally, but a lower vibration or a lower energy is a lower energy. And it is a draw to these things. And it goes together because not only is it a draw, but, once you get these attachments, you won't get your energy back up. We have to raise the vibration, remove the attachment, the spirit, whatever the problem that's going on in your home is, and then keep that vibration raised. And we're going to go into that again next week on how to keep your home cleansed. It goes along with the paranormal protection side of it. Because the key point is getting the client to the point where they've got their life back. They know how to protect their home. They know how to cleanse their home. And hopefully we won't get called back in. That's the overall goal with FMP.
Absolutely.
What are we missing? We've hit poltergeist.
Mist.
We've hit fae.
We're missing mist.
Missing what? Mist.
We're missing mist.
Now that's...
I don't know. Cool. I'm outside right now. It's pretty misty.
Yeah, we're missing mist.
Mist is kind of cool to watch because, I've seen CTC cameras where a mist will come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And almost like it's its own living entity.
Mm-hmm. I love it. It's really, really thick.
And they shapeshift. Now, I almost think mist is sometimes a shapeshifter.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't seem intelligent. They aren't an intelligent design as a mist by itself. And Chris is in the chat room. So we got 15 minutes before the end of the show. Next week again, folks, you can hit us at 11 p.m. because we are moving from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. And next weekend, next Saturday, is a team meeting. But February 16th, we are doing training. So for anyone local that wants to join the team, if you're in Skagit, Whatcom, or Snohomish counties, or I don't care if you're farther away, if you want to join the team and you want to drive that far, Burlington Library, 4 p.m., is our paranormal protection class. So Chris has an excellent question. Are energy vampires considered attachments, or are they own thing? You know what? They're not attachments per se, but they are energy drainers. So they are still parasites. And they are all over Atlanta, Georgia. I've met them. And if you are a battery, then, oh my God, you're an energy vamp's best friend.
Exactly.
What do you know about energy vamps, Megan?
Oh, man. So I've dealt with some personally. Basically, they exist, and I've met real-life humans that have the characteristics of an energy vamp, and then I've also met them in astral, where they have been in spirit form, and they are literally sucking the life out of somebody who is very career-driven, vibrant, and then all of a sudden this person is like having medical issues and extremely fatigued, yet no medical results have said anything. Like, the doctor says she's fine. All I know is that it was incredibly hard to remove. My process for removing it was to actually use a mirror shield type thing around the client, and that way the energy vamp was kind of reflecting on itself. But again, that's protection side. So, that's my course of action. Is very effective. But the thing is, these entities do really suck in, and they get the life source out of humans. And they're, I was very intimidated to work with them because they start to drain you too. It's just not the client that you have to worry about, it's yourself when you're working with them, because it's not on one person. So I wouldn't say an energy vamp is necessarily an attachment, Chris. I would say it's going to affect everybody within its own area, because that's my experience. So,
don't get sucked into that drain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brent, I mean, do you have anything to add? Because I know that you worked with an energy vamp.
Yep. Sorry. I didn't actually work with an energy vamp. I just kind of was witness to one. And it was...
Witness. Okay.
Yeah. I actually physically witnessed a gal that was drained by an energy vamp. And it was quite the change.
Yeah.
She was all bubbly, all chippy and happy. Boy, I can't talk. And one day, next day, this woman came in and left the energy vamp there, and next day I saw her, she was just completely blah, and just, she looked about 40 years older than what she is, and they can do a number on you.
Okay, so actually Rose and Kayla both have excellent points. Living people can be energy vamps, and that's quite often the case. And most of the time they do know what they're doing. They know they're energy vamps. They enjoy it. It's kind of like an erotica to them.
Yeah.
And then Kayla brings up, can someone be an energy vamp and not know they are? And that's common too. These are people that when you're around them, you feel just blah. You feel tired when you're around a certain person because they're pulling the energy off you. Sometimes they do know, that they're energy vamps. Sometimes they don't. And these are people that need to ground. Again, grounding, solves a lot of the problems. Because with the people that don't know they're pulling energy from people, they just need to ground their own energy. And they won't feed off other people's energy.
Yeah, and no, Kayla, I do know somebody personally who does not realize she's an energy vamp. And it is...
I think she has an idea.
Yeah, well, it is one of the most difficult relationships that I've had, because I avoid this person like the plague. And inevitably, whenever I'm in her presence, it's a definite draw. I have to protect myself, because I'm not going to say, like, hey, what's wrong with you? Do you know what you're doing? I mean, I don't know how to approach that situation. So I just have to practice self-protection in that case. But she's completely oblivious to what she's doing. Guaranteed.
Just so everyone knows now, Kayla is sitting here grounding.
We can help with that, Kayla. And again, on the 16th, we will be going over grounding, shielding, stones, herbs, paranormal protection in general, the dangers of the paranormal, things of that nature. Burlington Library, 4 p.m. Will be that class. And it's one of the required classes to be on the team. So,
can I ask a question quick about the energy vamps?
Yeah.
So with that, when they start working on a person and start draining them, does that person almost act like an amplifier for them, where they are draining the people around that person as well?
Okay, say that one more time.
So let's say the energy vamp is draining a person of their energy.
Mm-hmm.
Is he also using that person as an energy amplifier to drain the people around that person?
That one, it's generally a specific attack.
Okay.
I honestly think it depends on the individual. If they're strong enough, they can, but it's generally a specific target.
But an energy vamp can, like, drain the room, if that's what you're asking. I don't know if it would be amplified through the main target, but from personal experience, I have had an energy vamp issue to where the whole room felt drained. So with somebody an amplifier, I'm not sure. Because I know with psychic attacks, you can have an amplifier. Because that person who's doing the psychic attack will seek someone out with an attachment and use them as an amplifier and, like, cast the attachment around the room, if that makes sense.
That does.
Okay.
Okay.
And yeah, there's some very nasty people out there that will do this.
Are. And they do.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is. So we're coming down to about 7 minutes to the end of the show. And real quick, Cole, where can we find Statement of Sound DJ?
On Facebook at www.facebook.com/SOS DJ Pro.
Excellent. And Mike.
Yes.
We find UFOI.
Well, UFOiteam.com on the internet. You can also find us on Facebook, which has got a lot of postings up there and a lot of videotape and extra, different kinds of things regarding UFOs and the paranormal that we've run across in the UFOI team.
Excellent. So just a reminder, so next week we're talking possessed items. You go to an antique store, you buy a dresser, you buy a doll, a toy. Can it have an attachment to it? Yes, it can. So we're going to go into that, possessed items. We're going to go into a lot of paranormal protection for our listeners and help you take your home back and help you not to bring an attachment into your home because they can wreak havoc. Then we're going to go into the following week, specific locations, specific hot spots, issues, eastern Snohomish and Skagit counties. And I've got a whole list of UFO sighting spots upriver and Darrington and Granite Falls. Granite Falls, I actually want to take the team up to and set up a community meeting with Granite Falls because they got so much activity going on up there and the whole area. That's what draws me to the mountains is the mystery of it. And in the Forest Moon Paranormal Library, I actually have 2 books from the 1800s and 1900s. And, some of it might be Bigfoot from folks back in that time era that encountered Bigfoot, but not everything. So you can find Forest Moon Paranormal on Facebook. Just look for Forest Moon Paranormal and join the group. Don't go to the page. I set the page up years ago before I knew about groups and the assets that could be used with the groups. Because I get clients that are asking for help in the page. I actually don't check the page that often. I focus on the group. And then, sometimes they actually, I do wind up getting to them. But make sure you join the group if you've got a paranormal issue, whether it's abduction, UFO sighting, Bigfoot sighting, you're being attacked by an entity you don't know what it is. But I want to thank our crew tonight. Cole Wig-Leitner, the FMP Cultural and Lore Research Specialist and owner of Statement of Sound DJ Services. Brent Dodge, FMP Astral Team. Megan Gehring, the FMP Astral Team and Security. Michael Hall, our paranormal lawyer and founder of the UFOI team. So as always, you can catch S-4 on Night Dreams Talk Radio every Saturday at 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. and KSVU 90.1 FM Saturdays from 10 to 12, our pre-recorded shows. And like I said, don't miss next week from 11 to 2 now. when we discuss items.